This is the Oecs Newslink, a roundup of major news happening across the Oecs today. In the headlines,
Oecs heads of government focus on trade connectivity and economic resilience at 78th Authority meeting. Her Ladyship the Honourable Madam Margaret Price Findlay appointed the 14th Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. Oecs Caro Centre officially launched. Fire-prone land benefits from replanting activity for Oecs 45th anniversary. Oecs launches 45 for 45 Changemaker initiative, inviting citizens to celebrate its 45th anniversary through acts of service. Good day, viewers, and welcome to this edition of the Oecs Newslink, where we bring you the stories shaping our region. I am Malika Thompson-Sinak. Thank you for joining us. As the Oecs marks 45 years of integration and cooperation, leaders are looking beyond celebration and focusing on the decisions that will shape the future of the region. On Sunday, June 21, 2026, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States commemorated 45 years of regional integration and cooperation during the opening ceremony of the 78th meeting of the Oecs Authority held in Antigua and Barbuda. The ceremony brought together heads of government and senior representatives from across the Oecs, regional institutions, members of the diplomatic corps, and other distinguished guests to reflect on the achievements of the Oecs and reaffirm their commitment to a united and resilient Eastern Caribbean. A central feature of the ceremony was the transition of the chairmanship of the Oecs Authority from Dr. the Honourable Godwin Friday, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to the Right Honourable Gaston Brown, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda.
So let me make the point here too that this kind of cooperation that we're seeking is not charity. It is an investment to reduce our energy vulnerability, to reduce prices and increasing competitiveness, because when we drive down energy prices, clearly manufacturing will thrive. People can literally live better, be able to reduce their cost of living.
As member states look toward the future, leaders reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening the Oecs Economic Union and ensuring that regional integration continues to deliver meaningful benefits for all citizens of the Eastern Caribbean. The heads of government convened in caucus throughout the meeting to deliberate on matters of strategic importance to the region, with particular attention to the evolving international landscape and the implications of unprecedented global economic and geopolitical shifts for Caribbean economies and other small island developing states. In caucus, the heads also held discussions on the way forward for the CIP-CBI programs, including the upcoming launch of the Eastern Caribbean Citizenship by Investment Regulatory Sub-Routine Authority. Heads of government also received updates and considered several operational and institutional matters relating to key Oecs entities, including the Oecs Commission, the Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority, and the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. The heads of government further commended the Oecs Commission and its supporting institutions for their continued dedication and service in advancing the regional integration agenda. In our second story, we focus on justice. Effective April 9, 2026, His Majesty King Charles III, by letters patent, appointed Her Ladyship the Honourable Madam Margaret Price Findlay as Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. Her Ladyship takes office following a remarkable legal and judicial career defined by exemplary service, sound jurisprudence, and an unwavering commitment to justice across the Eastern Caribbean. As Chief Justice, she will provide vital judicial leadership and administrative oversight for the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, which serves 6 independent member states and 3 British overseas territories within the Oecs. Continuing our legal focus, in our third story, the Oecs Regional Arbitration Centre, also known as the Caro Centre, in partnership with the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, officially launched the Oecs Caro Training Programs, Capacity Building on Arbitration and ADR in the Caribbean, on June 10, 2026, in the presence of Her Excellency Mrs. Marie-Noëlle Duris, Ambassador of France to the Eastern Caribbean States, Barbados, and the Oecs. Implemented under the Interreg Caribbean 6 program and co-financed by the French Development Agency, this regional program aims to strengthen local capacities in arbitration, mediation, and alternative dispute resolution across the Eastern Caribbean, including St. Lucia, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Antigua and Barbuda, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Its objective is to contribute to a more predictable, accessible, and secure legal environment for businesses, investors, institutions, and economic stakeholders operating across the Eastern Caribbean. Moving from the legal sphere to actionable community efforts for our fourth story, on June 17, 2026, over 25 Oecs Commission staff members and colleagues from the St. Lucia Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Climate Change undertook a tree planting exercise at Point Vierge, Micoud, St. Lucia, restoring an area repeatedly scarred by wildfires. Held under the 45th Oecs anniversary theme, One Vision, One Voice, Navigating Challenges Shaping Our Future, the exercise transformed 4.5 decades of regional integration into roots in the ground. Fittingly, the activity also coincided with the United Nations World Day to combat desertification and drought, anchoring the Oecs celebration in one of the most urgent challenges of our time. It was also the Oecs Commission's staff example of participating in the flagship 45 for 45 Changemaker initiative launched for the anniversary. The exercise drew support from various projects across the Oecs Commission, including Biospace, the Right Program, the UBEC project, and GeoBuild. There was also partnership with officials of the Southeast Coast Project, whose team assisted with the planting. The Keyless Forest Range helped with the flawless delivery of the activity through their expertise, guidance, and hands-on support. The initiative reflects Oecs strategic priority number 3 to value the environment and confronts the mounting implications of climate change and global warming for the region's ecosystems, food security, and livelihoods. As we nurture those newly planted trees to ensure our environment thrives, we arrive at our final story of the day, an exciting volunteerism initiative. As part of its 45th anniversary celebrations, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States is pleased to announce the launch of the Oecs 45 for 45 Changemaker Initiative. The Oecs 45 for 45 Changemaker Initiative highlights the power of collective action and making a difference. It invites participants to carry out acts of service or volunteerism. Whether big or small, every act counts. Participation is open to everyone across the region and in the diaspora. To learn more and register to participate, go to the Oecs website www.oecs.int. Let's come together as one Oecs to make a difference. Dear viewers, this brings us to the end of this edition of the Oecs Newslink. From the Oecs Communications Unit, I am Malika Thompson-Sinak. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again at the next edition of the Oecs Newslink. Until then, we invite you to follow us on social media and visit our website at oecs.int for more details on stories featured today.